So today we're making empanadas. I'm gonna start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna put that right in there. We don't need any fancy equipment for this. The next thing I'm going to add is 3 tablespoons of regular white granulated sugar. We're gonna add half a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, any salt that you want to use. I'm going to give that a mix. So the next thing I'm adding is these little cubes of really cold butter, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So this is really cold butter, and we're going to use 1.5 sticks, and all I did was cut it like this, and then I came this way and I cut it like that. So make sure the butter is very cold. And you can use a food processor to do this step, but I find that the mixer does it just fine, and I don't like to use a lot of equipment when I'm making things, because then it just makes it harder to clean up afterwards. Alright, cool. So instead of using the food processor so that I don't have to clean it up, I got flour all over my countertop. So it's up to all of you. If you want to use the food processor, it does a good job and it won't make your kitchen dirty. So I mixed it all up, and whenever you're done mixing, you want the consistency to be like this, like it's all powdery. There's still like a few big chunks, just a little bit, but that's okay. Like, see, there's a chunk right there. That's okay, that's not a big deal, but you do want your consistency to be like this, and that's with the butter mixed in already. For the next step, we're not going to use the mixer anymore. We're going to add 1/2 cup of sour cream. I'm going to add that in there, and I'm first going to start by mixing it with this. And once that starts to form a dough, I'm going to knead it by hand. All right, it still hasn't come together, but we're gonna go ahead and knead it by hand. And my hands are clean. This kind of reminds me of making pie crust. So it is going to come together pretty quickly like this. And it doesn't require a lot of kneading. You're just going to make sure that it's all incorporated. All right, so mine is done. I just fold it over and then push the palm of my hand right in there. So it's all done. All right, so I have some plastic wrap here, and I'm going to place my dough, and I'm going to cover it very well. And I'm going to place this in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. It's going to rest, it's going to firm up, and then we'll keep working with it. While the dough is resting, I'm placing parchment paper on my pan. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. Now here is the dulce de leche that we're going to use. Absolutely make sure it says dulce de leche and not condensed milk. And we're going to open it up. I took a sandwich bag and I cut it in half. So now I have 2 pieces of equal size. My dough has been resting in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. I'm going to weigh how much the total is. It weighs about 700 grams. So I'm going to divide that by 20 because I want to get 20 empanadas. I did the math off camera, and I'm supposed to make these about 35 grams each. So here's my little ball. I'm only gonna make a few of these, and then I'm gonna put the rest of this in the refrigerator because since it is all butter and sour cream, it melts pretty quickly and it makes it hard to work with. So every time you make one of these, you wanna make about 4 and then put it in the refrigerator. All right, so I only kept 4 and I put the rest in the refrigerator. I'm gonna take half of my little sandwich bag that I cut in half, and then I'm going to place the little ball there. I'm gonna put the other half right on top, smush that a little bit, and then I'm just taking a plate and you're gonna smash it. You want to make these not too thin but not too thick. Okay. All right, and it's ready. All right, now I'm going to show you, if you have a tortilla press, you have it made, whip it out, do the same thing. Put your little ball in the center. Close it up. And there it is. Super easy. Now I'm just gonna take an egg. I'm going to mix it up really well. And I'm going to use this as a sealer or as a glue. So ideally you wanna make these one at a time. You can leave them on the little plastic. I like to put a lot of cajeta or dulce de leche. We're going to take the egg that we just scrambled up, and I'm gonna put some all on the edge here. And I'm gonna take the plastic and I'm gonna go ahead and seal it just like this. Once that is closed up, I'm gonna take a fork here and I'm just going to seal these edges. Now you can do this in a variety of ways. A lot of people like to fold it over. I'm not really good at that, so this is the simplest and easiest way. And there's the empanada. There it is. I'm going to do another one really quickly, just to show you in real time. I'm gonna place a good amount of cajeta right in the middle. We're gonna place the egg mixture all around the edge. I'm gonna fold it over. Make sure that cajeta is right in the middle. We're gonna press down and seal the edges. Open up the plastic and seal with a fork. Now I didn't show you with the other one, but I like to poke a little hole right in the middle just to let it let out some steam. All done. All right, so they look really pretty. Now the last thing I'm gonna do is brush some of that egg wash on each of them, and I'm gonna pop them in the oven. All right, into the oven they go. Cooking up beautifully. All right, so I just took these out of the oven. I let them cool down for 5 minutes, and I think they came out really beautiful. Some of them leaked just a little bit, but that's okay. I did put a lot of filling in them, so we're gonna go ahead and give these a try.